I'm Jason with the All Things Open team. We're here with Benny. We're going to talk about code of conduct, AlmaLinux, and finding open source projects, and so much more. Welcome to the We Love Open Source Studio. Please introduce yourself to the All Things Open community.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Benny Vasquez. I've been part of open source for nearly a decade now, and I have spent a bunch of time specifically in open source leadership. I am so excited to be here because I think open source is pretty great. So,
Well, we're going to jump right in. What's concerning about code of conduct and open source communities these days?
Yeah, so the thing that I'm seeing more and more, and the thing that I'm hoping we can fix, is the weaponization of codes of conduct. So if you set up a code of conduct with the best intentions ever, you're going to set it up such that people have the chance to grow and learn and don't just get ostracized because they make a mistake, right? The problem is there are absolutely people who will weaponize that intention and walk into a situation and say, well, I didn't mean to say that, over and over and over. I didn't mean to make somebody upset, over and over and over. And if you set yourself up so that you have to give them another chance every time they say, well, I didn't mean to do that, then that person continues to be allowed to be toxic in your community, and there's not enough time for you to there's no way for you to actually remove them to improve the state of your community.
Well, thanks for sharing that. Hopefully we can make some progress there.
Yeah.
Can you share a specific experience that got you interested in open source communities?
Yeah, I can. So I got involved mostly through a job. I got hired at Chef and I was working there. The coolest part about it for me was the idea that there was this software that everybody cared enough about that they would actually do it as a hobby. Like the idea that people would contribute to something that they didn't have to get paid to do was so foreign to me. And interacting with that community was such a mind-altering experience for me, because it's so awesome to watch somebody that's so passionate about something that they're literally going to treat it as a hobby.
That's the honeypot, and it works, you
Yeah.
know? Well, I wanted to maybe jump back. Do you see any trends or changes, good or bad, that are affecting open source today that you want to talk about?
Sure. I mean, there's the old standbys that have continued to exist. One, the license changes that we're seeing that is just kind of a repeat of history. But I think the biggest thing that I'm really excited to see is the commercial adoption of open source, meaning that these companies also kind of feel responsible for the open source projects that they're involved in and that they're using. So they actually do step up and support in a way that they can. The AlmaLinux project has continued to grow and get more sponsors without a significant amount of effort from me. And it's really awesome to see commercial companies actually show up to support the thing that they're using.
Put the money where the mouth is, right?
Exactly.
What advice would you give to someone who's just getting started with open source today?
Find something that you are excited about and then couple it with a skill that you want to grow. So don't necessarily walk into something and say, I already know how to do marketing, so I'll come do marketing in this project. If you want to learn something else, open source is the place to do it. You can absolutely find the places, the skills, and grow the skills, and then go to a project and say, I'm really beginner level at this thing, but I'd like to help in this way. And open source is a great way to grow those skills.
I agree. Great stuff. Well, how can someone actually find a project that they can contribute to?
Oh man, there's lots of ways. Normally, it's going to be something that you encounter in one of the open source communities. Like if you like Discord, there's lots of places where lots of open source people gather on Discord. You can also do things like listen to podcasts. One of my favorite is Destination Linux, and they talk about a lot of open source projects there, or things that are adjacent to those things. That you'll just look around and you'll find something, I promise.
Cool. Well, I want to, for our listeners, anyone not familiar with AlmaLinux, what is AlmaLinux?
Sure. So AlmaLinux is a Red Hat compatible operating system that was born after Red Hat shifted all the resources that were historically given to CentOS Linux to this thing called CentOS Stream. CentOS Stream is upstream from Red Hat. It's not the downstream version that we've all used for 20 plus years, and we still wanted it to exist, so we started building it.
How does someone get involved with AlmaLinux?
Come to the website, join our chat, figure out exactly like I said earlier, if you want to expand a skill, come find where you want to expand that skill. We've always got places like the cloud SIG or the marketing SIG, which is my baby, which is why I'll always push that one. Our infra SIG is constantly working on new ways to improve our mirror system. There's always places to build your skills.
Cool. And SIGs are special interest groups for those who are not familiar.
Yes.
We're going to shift gears just a little bit. Do you have any a new tool that you've been using lately to boost your own productivity?
To boost my own productivity, I think the only one that really comes to mind, no. My old standbys are still calendar
something
alerts.
that's saving you time, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
It's always calendar alerts and reminders. I tell everybody I think I would be jobless and divorced if I didn't have reminders.
Okay, we're getting closer to the end. What's one tip, best practice, or career advice that you could share with the All Things Open community?
Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with the people that you're working with. It is always you're always tempted to kind of overstate what you can do or overstate how you can contribute to something. Be honest about what you have in terms of time and what you have in terms of knowledge, but also make sure that you're not underplaying it. Like you have way more than you think you do. When you show up, I promise you've got something to share and contribute with.
Great stuff. Thanks for sharing. All right, Benny, are you ready for the Hot Fix Minute?
I am. What's the Hot Fix Minute? Let's do this.
These have been fun. Linux, Mac, or Windows?
Linux, obviously.
Books, movies, or podcasts?
Books.
Pizza, salad, or tacos?
Tacos, 100%.
Rock, country, or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Star Wars, Star Trek, or stargazing?
All three.
Okay, I love it. Android or iPhone?
Oh, iPhone.
ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini?
ChatGPT.
And the future of AI will be a bunch of helper bots or a robot takeover?
A robot takeover.
All right, you survived the Hot Fix Minute,
For
Benny.
sure.
Thanks so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.